golden. It's earlier somebody said something like it's golden. And I'm like, it's golden. Okay. And I remember a couple months back, my daughters was singing that song, Golden. We were seeing the word golden everywhere. And I just was trying to title this, and I literally heard it again, gotta be golden. Everything your hands will touch to go. Everything your hands touch will turn to gold. Okay. So if y'all are as ascended as you say you are, you should be ready for this period of time. Now, this period of time is going to last the rest of your lives. Okay? It's going to help you to break down why you were separated and why you had to find your chosenness, why it had to be you, right? Not you, who else? It's a very auspicious time, chosen ones, where you had a role. Those of you that were called to create these platforms and elevate the consciousness of the collective. We weren't told to force people, but we were called to teach. And those that, were ready to learn. When the student is ready, the teacher appeared. Teacher appeared to many students who weren't ready. The teacher stuck around and many students refused to learn. Hey, that's not on us. We did our job. Some of us are at the forefront of bringing this in. People call it the age of Aquarius, but the age of Aquarius is just truly the age of consciousness. Okay, it goes beyond that. So this comes to y'all who have that true tapped in one-to-one connection with God, Source, the Divine. I'm going to take you on a little ride real quick. You went through your dark night of the soul. You know who you are. Okay? Everybody talks about it. Not many people actually go through it. So when I say 144,000 chosen beings, hey, I don't believe they're all here yet. I know all of the ones that are here aren't awake yet, but they will awaken in their time. 144,000 people is not a lot of people. Okay? So that's given like one person out of every 5. Yeah, everybody wants to be chosen. Everybody is not. And that's a very, harsh reality. But it's still truth. You guys who rode this wave of spiritual warfare for a greater purpose, not just to be a fucking spiritual hater or spiritual badass or whatever the fuck these people claim to be. Those of you guys that went through a true dark night of the soul, where you truly were, you went through the shedding. Okay. I can't say this lightly. You lost it all. Okay? You lost friends, family members, lovers, jobs, homes, probably all at the same time, one after the other. There was a shedding process. Now, with the physical things that you had to release, came along with that a mental process of understanding why, because you're human. God, why is this happening to me? If you didn't ask that question, then you probably deserve to lose those things. In this time where everything was taken away from you, right? God did that. Man did nothing. God allowed. So you went through your shedding. You went through your process of grieving the loss of things still living, yet no longer necessary for your further, your further movement. The whole process of walking away from what no longer serves you is a lot harder than people realize. You may have a lot of love for a lot of things, but they don't serve you. Okay? That's how you know you're chosen. Orlando Brown said it best in that post that I shared. Like, that man, he's chosen. He understands. A lot of people don't. A lot of people want to ride this wave, and a lot of people fall off. A lot of people start this journey, they don't finish it. A lot of people act like they know what it is, and then their mind gets fucked up along the way, and they're never the same. People who put themselves in these positions always end up getting fucked over. That's why I say, many a call, few are chosen, even fewer answer the call. So for those fewer of you, let me tell you what age you living in. We are beyond the age of Aquarius. Chosen ones, you are now in your time of what would be considered through God your golden age, your golden era, where it literally gotta be golden from this day forward. Now, what does that mean for the world? Well, you were put in front of the world to enlighten the collective consciousness. It's not a that's not fair. It's a we're calling. If you're chosen, you'll answer. And if you don't, that's on you. This is the time where chosen ones who have gone through their dark night of the soul, who have come into their purpose, you're going to start to break down that purpose and what it means in totality. I'm channeling. So that would say, okay, what were you taught along your collective consciousness, awakening, enlightenment period? That one must first go through darkness. And what happens in darkness? Darkness is where we actually see what the subconscious never allowed us to. This is where breaking down of patterns, breaking down of thought processes, breaking down of conditioning happens. Because you put up against some things. You put up against some things in the darkness. But the darkness is always where true beauty is formed, right? Away from the light, away from the eyes. This is why you were isolated. You were being separated and prepared for this time. In your separation, what did you learn? We had ego deaths, right? That was for humanity to understand that we need to rise to the occasion and vibration of a higher frequency. Ego can't come. So you had many ego deaths, chosen ones, okay? You learned how to connect with nature. You understand? You learned how to love thy enemy. You understand? You learned how to not fight fire with fire. Do you understand how you were being prepped for the soft golden life? The fighting in that spiritual warfare. That was the harshness. It's giving me a principality of false, toxic masculinity. War, war, war. That's what you just went through. All right? God put you in the thick of it. Now, we're coming out of that darkness, that dark era where it's war, war, war. And we're coming into a light. It's a golden era where you will see why all of that war is not here. So now we're talking about bringing in the energy of the true divine, connecting with the true forces of the divine, which is feminine. The divine feminine era brings in the golden era. Because what does divine feminine stand for? Abundance, prosperity, enlightenment, connection with divine, consciousness. So as you guys were going through this building of the new you, right, creating a firm foundation, this is what you were stepping into. This is men and women. But when I talk about toxic masculinity, you see our history. It's clear to see what that has done. We're moving into a space where that can't exist. Okay, so then you say, what happens to those people? Who knows? It comes to, I guess they just fall off. It's not your issue anymore. So for those of you guys who have been out here being the prophet, speaking to people, right? That's all a prophet does, is they tell people what's to come, and it's on them to believe it or not. That's why these motherfuckers get left where they're at. They're not going to experience what you're about to experience, chosen ones. There are people that are numbered by God, not man, to wake up to something higher. And all of these people are accounted for by God. All of the chosen people that God has called to wake up, to gain enlightenment, right? To be taught, right? These are the people that are moving over. They're crossing over into this new territory. And what comes in this new territory, right, is everything that you guys have been taught when God was planting that seed in you. Manifestation. You learn how to manifest, right? Remember, God told you not to ask man for nothing, right? You hear what I'm saying? God was having you connect with him one-to-one. And while people was calling you the devil and this and that, okay, they showed their asses, because that's what God was calling people to do. Come closer to him, right? So a lot of you guys, you opened up people's eyes and you made people believers, and they're crossing over to this space too. The people that wanted to come up against you, they're clearly not chosen. So you don't need to worry about them. See? They couldn't see the big picture. See? The bigger picture, the biggest picture here is y'all have been trained, prepped, and prepared for a soft life. So the battling, the warring, you've already done that. If half of your life has been struggle, the other half is golden. You're not meant to struggle forever. This is your land of promise. This is the new territory that God said he would bring you into. I'm getting something here about a covenant from the Old Testament. Like, this shit is biblical. Divine feminine, you are powerful. The divine feminine brings the enlightenment, not the divine masculine. The divine feminine comes with and harnesses intuitively, innately, divine wisdom, sacred knowledge. And any man that stands next to a divine feminine will become enlightened. That's how it works. So there are men, okay, divine feminine, that crossed your path, that have become enlightened, and they have been granted entry and access to this golden era. Now the men, you know which ones, the other ones, they don't get to come here. We all living in the same worlds, but we gonna be living in two separate ones. So those of y'all that put the work in, you did the struggle, you learned how to meditate, you learned how to connect with nature, God's world, the things in it. You learned how to look outside of yourself for truth through miraculous wonders and signs and the divine, right? You tapped into the divine frequency. With that, that's why you're here. So now you know how to manifest. You know how to connect. You know where blessings flow from. You know how miracles work. You understand, there's all of that was for now. So sit back and understand what I'm saying to you. You no longer have to work for certain things. Now, this also goes to those of you guys who are generational curse breakers in this group, right? Where your blood, your DNA, these activations, right, are bringing in certain things, that are going to make life work for you. So there's knowledge here, there's wisdom here, there's lived experience here. You guys are going to be able to be like, I remember back when I had to do this. But you're going to be here right now today saying, damn, I don't even worry about that no more. And it's going to start to build upon other things, and you will see that expand. The collective consciousness is now on a higher frequency, right? There are more people that are tapped into the divine source, not man. More people are open and a channel and a conduit for God's will. That's always what we was trying to get back to. God's will. What does God want to have happen here? You guys have been doing this through your work, through your struggle, through your spiritual warfare, right? You guys was getting hit with the worst of everything. Never once did your heart turn bitter, or did you think let me do it to you too. No, what did you say? I'm going to take my hands off and let God handle this. My team don't play about me. That was when you was being tested the most. When they was throwing this at you, throwing that at you, doing this to you, doing that to you. You could have did it back. That's why these karmic ass tarot readers keep putting that shit out there. They can't expand your mind now. They want to keep telling you all the dark shit and hope you do it too. Because they're teaching you too. They're informing you of what's going on. But see, you got to have a certain ear and you got to be able to look at a motherfucker's character. You can see that in their face. You can see a shady ass motherfucker. And a lot of these karmic readers, they did their job. They gave the true chosen ones a choice. Put up against this and how I'm living. Well, I don't feel like I should follow that. I think I should just go this way. See? The karmics were great teachers. They did their job successfully. And that's why those of you guys who overcame and still have a heart of gold, purity in your spirit, love in your heart, they did exactly what they were supposed to do, chosen ones. They couldn't turn you away from God. They couldn't blacken your heart. They couldn't deceive you beyond, repair. This time for chosen ones is very monumental, and God is so proud of you. I can't break down in totality how deep this is, but I think with what I said, you will be able to take it if it resonates and expand upon it yourself. Maybe it's not meant for me to break it down like that, because this is very deep. This is a very big time for y'all. And here comes the wealth transfer that they don't want me to talk about. See, what people aren't saying about these wealth transfers and how it really works, it's kind of like, you know how they say, what do they say? The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Yeah, but it's not, we're not receiving it in the way people think. God says, what? I am coming, and the reward comes with me, and I will give to all those according to what is due, right? So God knows what is due to you. So in this energy, listen to what I'm saying very, very clearly. These people who still live by greed, demonic activity, right? Harming people, ego out the ass, confirmation. What they're going to experience is seeing how how their bad health will now start to affect their wealth. God is taking from the wicked, and he's giving it to his golden. It's his will. When I say you guys aren't going to have to work for nothing, you're not gonna. You're not gonna. You've already done that. You've done more work than these motherfuckers. You've done more work than a little bit. And you've done more work in less time than motherfuckers older than you have done their whole lives. It's time for you, who made the choice to choose to have a better life, to get that. Y'all are going to see heaven before you die. Period. The golden age for chosen ones means you are free to love, to be open, to connect with higher consciousness, to be as divine and fucking beautiful as you choose to be. And that is what is going to unlock the floodgates of your abundance. Connection. Staying open. And these people that have been blocked off to what we have been speaking about, they're just not going to receive anything. It's kind of like the trash takes itself out. Now, some of these people will lose a lot of wealth. I mean, look what's going on in the entertainment industry. Motherfuckers is about to lose all of their fortunes. A lot of people. In some type of mysterious way. Yeah, it's happening. People got to pay for lawyers. People got to pay for this. People got to pay all extra out of pocket for different shit they wasn't paying for before. People are going to be spreading their wealth to pretty much save their ass at this time. And you, who have lived the right way, the righteous way, not perfect, but you done tried. You're going to see how ease and flow bring in way more than you when you were slaving, busting your ass, overworked and underpaid. This is also the time where art is going to be extremely expressive. This is the time where people are going to be open more so to creative ventures. Okay? People are going to be living in a higher frequency. Okay? Without ego. Ego is the biggest block to everything. So you who have had the ego death, you who have lost it all, you who have learned to connect to the divine and be a conduit, you are going, I have goosebumps, you're going to understand better than I can tell you when you start to see just you being you, living the way you honestly do, how that brings in money, how that brings in opportunities, how literally as you go to places, doors open. That's where the universe is at. The lower vibrational frequencies can't enter these doors, don't have access to these spaces, don't know the fucking secrets. They're not tapped in. You see? So that's what's happening. It's like, oh, flip that shit around. Motherfuckers wanted you in darkness. You was never supposed to be there. So no, those with eyes that don't see, can't see. Those with ears who don't hear, can't hear. So this is how the wealth transfer goes. It's just kind of shifting to y'all because you're in alignment for it. God has been preparing people for a time of divine order. And people are like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, God. Yeah. Okay. They'll see. When you're able to do what the fuck you want, when you ain't stressing about a motherfucking bill, when things are just manifesting into your life just like that, no work, just allowance. See? Y'all are getting allowance. Yeah. It's time. The rest of your lives are set up for this, chosen ones. You've done the work. You've cleared the curses. You've cleared the debt for you and many other people. Not just you. Not just your bloodline. By you sharing, God sees that that is caring, you say. People who vibe out and rock with you and have enlightened themselves and awakened themselves to who they are, they're going to experience this with you. There are certain people in this energy, because we have to talk about the higher and the lower. The higher would be those people who are awake. This isn't really anything different. The only thing different you're going to experience is no more worry, no more struggle, no more pain, no more fighting. But you chose that before now. You chose to live in alignment. You chose love and light, right? You chose acceptance of God's calling over your life. You have been being prepared for this. So there's nothing you have to do. All you need to do is sit here and realize the things you were once worried about, you don't need to worry about. They're not your concerns. You're done. It's time for you to live. It's time for you to thrive. It's time for you to gain. You see, that's where your focus should be. And you're going to get it the right way because you've been doing it by the book. So I'm proud of y'all. Those chosen ones who went through the dark night of the soul, came out and still have a heart of gold, still have purity. Yeah, you got boundaries, but you need to. You're not naive no more. You're not gullible no more. People can't use you no more. Exactly. You have been prepared for the best days of your life. And for those of y'all with children, remember your childhood. You see why you especially were chosen. You see why you had to heal you and get out that trauma. You see why now, on the grand scale. How can you live a golden life, but your kids is traumatized? How can you not have traumatized children if you don't heal your trauma? There ain't no way around it. History will repeat itself. So some of you guys, you have really hard lessons, like me. And I don't see that as punishment, although the world would like me to look at my past, situation as punishment. No, I learned a lot. I changed a lot. It was forced upon me, but I did it willingly. You know how many people lose their children to the system and just say, fuck it? You know how many people don't fight for what they claim to love? I don't give a fuck what a hater got to say about my situation. I got mine back. Period. So, my generational curse to break when it comes to that, and I've shared this many times, all of my siblings lost their children to the system. 2 of them died before they could even try to get them back. And the other one, well, I prayed for her today. Because I said, God, listen, I can't help her. I can't bring her in. But I don't want to lose another sibling. So God, do what you got to do. Change her life around. And that's it. That was big for me. Because I had a moment. Me and my older sister weren't on good terms at all. When I got guardianship of her son, I refused to communicate with her at all. Because she was out there in them streets living that life. Right? And I said, no, I'm not going to do this with you. You're going to clean your act up, or that's just it. That didn't happen, right? So when I say my younger sister is going through this now, right? I don't want another experience like that, where I'm angry in my heart when someone passes away because I want them to do better. So in this situation, I didn't pray for my older sister, right? But at this time, I'm praying for my younger one. And I'm seeing how my prayers have changed lives. And if it's just a prayer that it takes to change a life and she does get her shit together, I am blessed, I am grateful, and I am thankful, and that is all I want. But I use that to say, some of us have gone through some experiences where we can do this or we can do that. I could say, oh, yeah, come on over, yeah. What? And risk everything else that I don't work hard for. Or I can love you from a distance and pray for you. Here's my mother. Hold on. Yes. I'll text it to you. All right. That's funny too. She be coming through with the deepest messages. She's a Sagittarius, so her timing, sometimes it'd be impeccable and sometimes it'd be fucking inconvenient. But you're going to start to see some things about your struggles and how those were a part of the process. I don't care what it is that you have lost, okay? All I know is God doesn't lie, and he's never lied to me. So you get through how you get through. And a lot of us, when we go through these things as chosen ones, people don't like us anyways. We got people waiting on our downfall anyways. So we're kind of forced to do these things alone. It's okay. It's okay. Because it's not going to stop us. So that is kind of significant what I'm talking about as your past and different losses. Some people lose things and it's like, yeah, okay, well, I lost a lot more than that. So, I hear you. I don't want you to judge people, but you know what it is. You know what loss is, okay? You know what grieving is. You know what being alone is. You know what depression is. You know what sadness is. You know what feeling non-deserving feels like. And it's crazy because you should have never felt any of those things. But you did. So now that you've gone through the harshness of the world, it's time for the softness of it. And you can know this because you will never again allow what you once did. So while people are still sitting here waiting for certain individuals to go through certain hardships, you've already done that. If you know like me, we ain't never going through that shit again. We ain't never putting ourselves around people in situations that are going to make us go through something like that again. Why? Hello, why though? Because we are awake. Because every death, thank you, every loss that we experienced opened us up where our ego died and we were able to see the truth of the whole experience. We'll never go back. Hello. I don't know what to tell you. What do you mean it's not taking it? Doesn't say anything else. You asked for the pen. I gave you the pen. So it doesn't say anything about the pen. Oh, God. Which one are you hitting? Which one are you hitting? Hold on a second. Goodness gracious. I don't know why this is so difficult right now. I don't want to hear it, I said. So, yeah. That door, that was the wind. Shit. That shit was crazy. That was a hard door shut. All right, let me see. Let me get this real quick. Let me just get a couple cards and then I'm done. Not that you really need any, but somebody might feel like they do. So, hope. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Hope. Hope and faith. There's something here with angels of hope and angels of faith. I don't know if those are archangels or... Ooh, maybe so. Hiccup. Light. Yeah, looks kind of golden, don't it? Okay, let's see. What's the energy that my collective needs to know that they are stepping into? Shit, this is very bright, powerful, divine, higher mind, heart and mind aligning. The divine, oh man, it's very, very, very fucking powerful time for y'all. Yeah, it's a very transformative time. The waiting game. You've been waiting for the end of that. It's here now. It's here now. And the end of it, you'll know it's the end because you feel no more need to go back and forth with a motherfucker. You're learning how to have peace amongst what appears to the world to be chaotic circumstances. It's like nothing. It's like, yeah, I got this. Other motherfuckers would cower, right? Yeah, peace that surpasses all understanding. No longer feeling even that innate urge to fight. That's dead. The fight in you is dead. The love in you is what's pushing you now. So where people would come at you and attack you and you would feel like you had to defend, No, you learn transmutation. So now everything is in the mind, it's rewired. This is going to be living without thought. This is going to be living in flow, in ease, not with other people. Because you're still going to see these same people out here with the same fucked up mentalities, but you're going to see it and you're going to ignore it. It's not going to be, siphoned through your system. You remember how back in the day you had to like wear black and wear all these protective crystals and, all these other, you don't have to do that no more. This is what I'm saying. It's literally in you. Now, of course, you're going to still attract the dark and all these, but you done been there. So you're not afraid of that. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you went through was forging you to live freely. People don't know what free means, but you do. So, it's built. You built it. The firm foundation. You done traveled, traveler. You done gone through adversities with these mountains. You done been blocked and have motherfuckers in your way with this big ass obstacle, right? Yeah. But you have been grounded. Something has been going up, right? Your roots, your stability, your where something started at. You understand? You started somewhere. You're going up. Now look at this mountain. It's the same energy. Think about them dollar bills. In God we trust. Think about that pyramid. Think about the pyramid schemes we've been talking about. Think about when you look at that pyramid on the bill, is there not a separation right here with the eye? There's no separation for you, is what I'm saying. Many people won't understand what I'm saying, but those of you that do, there's a reason for that too. Okay. Let's see what number 4 says, and then we out. Yeah, man, people are going to be pissed off with how much you don't give a fuck about the things they give a fuck about. Rightfully so. They're not you. You're not them. You clearly don't live the same existence. You got people worried about this, worried about that, worried about this, worried about that. And then you got people thinking that you should be worried about this, you should be worried about that. But there's something that makes you different from those people. It's that firm foundation. When everything was taken, all you had was you and who? The divine. Yeah. So now that everything is coming back to you, all you got is who? You and the divine. And y'all like this now. Y'all locked in for real. Okay. Firm foundation. Okay. This card denotes that you have already or are currently working, toward establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Oh, God. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork. By doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. Taking what you learned, man. If you learned, this is about to be a very exciting and fun period of your life. The material power that's now around you can either be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Don't let your current position determine who you are. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity. For true spiritual and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. Seek proper investment advice and realize that you don't have to hold onto your possessions so tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. Is that not what I said? That just sounds like, damn, I just got to give and I'm going to get. Yeah, literally. That's it. Remember we talked about 4 of Pentacles and these motherfuckers being greedy and stingy and holding on to everything like they're never going to see something again, or it's the last time they'll ever hold on to this much money, or blah, blah, blah. Well, they aren't understanding that if they had learned from wise individuals how to change their relationship to those finances that they love and depend on so much, see, how they would naturally having a limitless supply at their disposal. One thing I learned about money is the more you give, because it's just energy. Fucking money is just a fucking piece of paper. It ain't that special. Can't take it with you when you go. It's fucking a piece of paper. Okay? Think about that. Motherfuckers is out here doing the most for a piece of fucking paper. The dollar has no fucking value no more. This money ain't even what it's supposed to be. But people are doing the most ruthless, detestable shit for it. Because of it. Just to hold it. Just to flash it in screens and shit. Dummies. Oh, you have a lot of paper. Okay. Well, that's all it is. And you guys will touch a lot of paper too. You see? And the thing that's funny is you're going to be free giving it. You're going to be free to give it. God is about to bless you guys with so much because you know how to manifest it. So this abundance that's going to be flowing through you, all around you, just effortless. You're going to get what the fuck you want because you know how to do so. This is what I'm saying. You see somebody that needs something, you just going to go, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. The old you is probably like, nah, I need to pay this bill. No. If I give them this, then I just can't do. Yeah, nah. You don't even live that way. There are still people that do. They'll see a homeless person out there. I'm not giving you my money. I work hard for this. Okay. Those motherfuckers are annoying. Because at any time they can lose a job, lose a car, lose a home, and end up in that same fucking position. But they don't think about that shit. I worked hard for this. It don't matter how hard you work for a fucking piece of paper. You can lose that shit like this. So, you guys who have formed a better relationship with what the world calls money, you don't give a fuck. You give it with the knowing it's coming right back. And that's why the flow and the energy exchange will never die. You're going to always receive. You will never stop receiving because whoever you are, you don't never stop giving. That's the time that we're in. Yeah, the more you give, the more you get. The motherfuckers that's selfish and hoarding and don't want to share and think their money is better than the person that needs it and all that. Well, they're going to be trapped with what they got. So they're going to be hoarding and saving and they're not going to accrue. There ain't no interest. It's backed up. So they'll have what they got. And then somewhere along the lines, wherever that flow was coming from, that's going to get cut off. Now, where are they going to get money from? Where are these people going to get money from when the well runs dry? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They ain't going to get it from you. Because we're moving into a space where chosen ones, you're not going to be putting your money in banks. Yeah, you're not going to have money in that sense. You're going to have access to abundance. So if a motherfucker want to try to rob you, they're going to be sadly mistaken is what I'm saying. Because you ain't got it, but you can get it. See? You're going to be blessed with more. People will say you ain't got shit. They need to stop watching your pockets. But on the flip side of that, you're going to always have it when you need it. Thank you. And for those of you who God told you to share your wealth, divine feminines, you understand this already. When you give to someone, you're not thinking about being repaid. You just know it's the right thing to do in your heart. Your heart, right? Health is wealth. So when you give an exchange of energy to someone, just know it's already on its way back to you. As soon as you hand that money over, as soon as you tap that card, it's already making its way back to you. These motherfuckers now is going to be living the way you was living. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, penny pension, saving for a rainy day. That's how they're going to be living. And you, no money in your pocket, going to bed broke, wake up and manifest a couple $100. How the fuck did you do that? Hey, I'm tapped in to the wealth frequency. Hey, it's a golden time to be alive. Oh, show me how to do that. Nah, you should have learned already. Don't give nobody these motherfucking secrets, bitch. And divine masculines that is waking up. Even if you're not standing next to a divine feminine, you better give that woman her props. Because you know, and I know, and we know, that without her being in your life, without her being annoying, without her instilling, without her healing, without her teaching, without her tough loving, without her walking away in, you would not be this enlightened man. Look at your previous women, divine masculine. Can you put any of the women that you have ever dealt with up to your divine feminine? You can't. So while some people don't understand the twin flame journey, the divine masculines that are awakened and aware to what it actually is about, thank you. You don't got to be with a woman to appreciate what she's done. And I advise y'all, divine masculines, who know your divine feminine, to reach out to that woman. Reach out to that woman and let her know that you appreciate her. That you appreciate her light. You appreciate her patience. You appreciate her love. You appreciate what she's poured into you. It's very much so the right thing to do. Because don't lie to yourself. You met this woman for a particular purpose. And while you may not be in love with her and want to wife her down, her role was to awaken your soul. That's it. And if you find love in that woman, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So your blessings will never end. But this is the message that I have for you tonight on this Valentine's Day evening. Get ready for the golden age, chosen ones. Get ready to see why you are isolated and set apart. Get ready to see why all those lonely nights and being alone and being targeted and being gaslit and being stalked and being talked about and being lied on. Get ready to let those very same experiences bless you. Yes, you might cry. Thank you for stopping in. You might cry, sis. And yeah, I've been thinking about mine all day too. And I just know that means he's thinking about me too. So this motherfucker be playing games. I be thinking about him all day. He hit me up at night, so I ain't got time for him. But anyways, so y'all just sit with this message the best you can. I might have to go back and listen to it. Because I just channeled this whole fucking thing. I was going to get my notebook and I was like, fuck that. Off the top with it. Excuse me. Whoa, hiccup and a burp. God damn. So that was powerful. I got to clear the airway, clearly. See? Whoa, what the fuck is this? Yeah, throat chakra. Throat chakra. So yeah, thank y'all for listening to whatever teachers there was out here that was speaking to your chosenness. Thank you for finding the right one. Thank you for being a part of this collective consciousness awakening. Thank you for reaching enlightenment. Thank you. Each one teach one is really what I live by. I was taught when the teacher is ready, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But I think it's also when the teacher is ready, the student appears too. I've learned that just as much as I am a teacher, I am a student just the same. There's always more to learn in this enlightenment game. You know, there's always more light to be given. There's always more truth to see. There's always more knowledge. There's always more wisdom to gain. Those of you guys who have taken validation from others, mere mortals, out of your existence, and going straight to the Father. I'm talking to y'all. You're doing something that people are seeing as impossible. They still don't understand. And it's not for them, period. We don't need to continue to talk about it. We don't need to keep trying to drill in the motherfuckers' heads. If they don't get it, if they don't see it, if they don't feel it, if they don't know it, they don't have the eyes to see it or the ears to hear it. But you are in your golden era, chosen ones. Let go of that fighting mentality, let go of that struggle mentality, and truly embrace freedom. Freedom that you've never felt before. Freedom that only comes from knowing that God said the reward is with him, and he's giving to you now because he knows what's due. Okay? Have a great night. With so much love from my heart to all of y'all's, man. It's Valentine's Day. There's no way I couldn't end this day with some love. There's a lot of hate out here, and we're going to have to combat it. But we don't have to combat it, you see. Stay in your heart space. Stay grounded, because being grounded means as above, so below. Nothing is out of your control. Nothing is out of your reach. Nothing is impossible for you to have. Nothing is too much for you to receive. It's time to receive, chosen ones. That DNA, man. Something about that DNA and that unlocking, that vault, that spiritual inheritance that only comes when divine order, when that clock strikes a certain time. No one knows the time, but some of us do. So some of us are here to give the good news. Yeah. So get ready for the best part of your life. Get ready to understand the healing. Get ready to see the bigger picture in totality. And get ready to know none of it was in vain. The blood that is running through your veins is activated. You are a real problem, but in the best possible way. They should have got on the winning team. That's what they should have done. The dream team. That's who y'all are. The dream team. Yeah. They wanted you to stop dreaming and fuck your dreams and you are like a child. No. Thank you for continuously dreaming. Thank you for continuously listening. And thank you for continuously moving with those dreams in your waking world. That is what makes you a dreamer, but not a dreamer at all. Bitch, I'm about that action. Yeah. I love y'all. Happy Valentine's Day. Let me go listen to this message. Let me run it back. Have a good night.